Here's Martin Soto Climent's The Equation of Desire. Rather interesting book, and a somewhat unusual book. If you look at this, you'll see and it comes with this wrapping around the book. So to actually look at the book, you have to take the wrapping off, which is not as straightforward as it might seem. You can sort of slide it off like this, right? And then that gives you the book itself, which is bound but doesn't really have a cover. Kind of nice. Only problem is to get this thing back on. And then this is what you get. So for this book, the artist took a lot of old magazines and then he put them next to each other to create these, well, parts of them anyway, to create these combinations of images. And you get quite a few of them. You might recognize parts of these images. So these are all collages of sorts, except that they just existed for, whatever moment it took to make these pictures. And then you put the magazines back to wherever they went. See, this is, well, it's an interesting exercise to start with. And it's not easy to do these. As you can see, some are more obvious than others. Some are more interesting than others. And it's a very interesting way to look at images and to see what you can make with images. I think this book has 365 of them, one for every day. I've actually never looked at the book in its entirety. Usually I just pick part of the book and then start looking almost at random. That might probably, I don't know, might be the best way to engage with the work, since there are so many pages and so many images and so much information. So I'm just going to show you the beginning, and then maybe I'll skip to something a little later and show you what else is going on. So let's do a little skipping to some random position. Oh, this was really random right now. Okay. And you see there's no shortage of young women in various state of undress. Let's maybe do another skipping here. As I said, some of these juxtapositions of image fragments are more interesting than others. For me, the ones that are not so obvious are usually the more interesting ones. When you have a set of eyes, it's not so interesting, but when you start to almost get a little mini sequence from the left to the right telling you a little story, that's where things get interesting for me. Your mileage might vary, of course. And so this continues until the very end. You see you got a lot of pictures, a lot of pages. Subtitle of this book is The Record of an Ephemeral Sculpture That Has Never Existed in the Same Space at the Same Time. So this is The Equation of Desire by Martin Soto Climent.